As a health expert, you are sitting on an absolute gold mine because of your expertise. In this video, I'm going to show you the 3 best ways to make money online as a health expert. So, welcome aboard. My name is Yuri Elkaim, and in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why spending time to build an online practice or online coaching business makes a lot of sense. And I'm going to show you the 3 best ways to do so. And at the very end, I'm going to tell you which one I think makes the most sense. So let's dive into why even bother considering building a business online. Well, you don't have to. You can just bypass this video. You can enjoy spending 12, 14 hours a day in the clinic or your gym, just like I did back in the day, and grind yourself into a pulp. But I'm assuming you don't want to do that, which is why you're here. So number 1, if you want more time and location freedom, well, wouldn't it be cool to just be able to travel wherever you want and work from those locations? When I started off as a trainer and nutritionist, I did that for 7 years, worked my butt off in person from morning until night, underpaid, overworked, and that was not the life I wanted to live. And I knew that building this business online was what I wanted to do. The problem was that I had no idea what I was doing when I first came online in 2005. I thought I was just going to kick up my legs, live the laptop lifestyle. And sadly, that's not what happened. So I want to spare you from that struggle because it's not necessary. And first and foremost, just by you watching this video, you're like 10 steps ahead compared if you didn't. So great job on being here. So time and location freedom. When I came online, part of what I wanted to do is have more time to be with my girlfriend, who's now my wife. And obviously before we had kids, now we've got 4. I want to be able to spend time with them, right? I didn't want to be in the gym all day working with clients and never see my family. And that was a really big motivator for me, even before we had started a family. And I'm very, very blessed after many years of struggle to eventually have built a significant business. My first health business did multiple 7 figures, and we sold that 13 years after it started, and now it's Healthpreneur. We run an 8-figure business that is the world leader in helping health professionals build amazing businesses themselves online. I get to travel, whenever I want, right? I mean, and for me, it's not about taking a vacation. Like in 2020, before the pandemic, we spent 3 months in Australia, and guess what we did in Australia? Exactly what I do here in my house, but in Australia in a better climate to escape the winter in Toronto. And it's not that I'm trying to escape anything. And if you want to escape your life, that might be because you don't enjoy what you're doing. But I can tell you that if you are building something meaningful and you want to make an impact on people's lives, you can do so behind your computer. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but if you want to build a lifestyle that you want to live, it's not going to happen by working in the prison. The brick and mortar. So time and location freedom is a big reason we want to come online. 2, well, it's got a lot lower overhead compared to a brick and mortar. We have clients, doctors, naturopaths, functional medicine experts, chiropractors, physical therapists, you name it. They come in and they're like doing 20, 30, 40K a month in their brick and mortar, which is cool. And I ask awesome, what's your take home? Well, it's like 10%. Their overheads are $15,000 a month in lease. Are you crazy? You come online, you build out all of your infrastructure on a CRM that might cost you a couple $100 a month. It's not even comparable. And then I still find it laughable that some people complain about spending $100 to $200 a month on technology to host their business. I'm like, are you fucking kidding? So way lower overhead. There's no ceiling to how you can scale this. So as an example, one of our clients, Ryan, functional medicine doctor and chiropractor, end of 2019, he's just sick and tired of his clinic. He's on the verge of shutting it all down. He came across our stuff, started working with us, and had no online presence, okay? So starting from 0, 3 months later was doing $358,000 per month. And some people are like, that's crazy. He's got to be scamming people. There's no way. How dare he make that amount of money helping people improve their health? If you have that belief, then you can just take off. I have no time for that bullshit, okay? You get paid in direct proportion to the number of lives that you help. That's it. If you've got money issues, that's not my problem. That's not our clients' problems. Our clients are doing amazing work. They're just impacting way more people. And some people can't wrap their fucking small head around that. So too bad. Now it gets better because 3 months later, in the heart of the pandemic, June 2020, they're doing $1 million a month. 1 year later, $3.2 million a month, okay? That's what's possible when you build an online business. I'm not saying that you're going to do that. I'm saying most people don't achieve those types of results. However, whatever you can do in your brick and mortar, you're going to run into a capacity ceiling, which is essentially the intersection between your time and how much you charge. Because it's a linear model based on you charge $100, how many hours can you work? And you cannot get above that glass ceiling. And that's very, very demoralizing. When you come online, assuming you're open to not doing one-on-one work, there's a huge amount of opportunity. So there's really no ceiling when you build things properly. But I do want to be very honest with you. Building an online business is infinitely harder than a brick and mortar. And for one reason and actually two reasons. Number one is obscurity. No one's ever going to see you unless you proactively put yourself in front of them. Two is a significant amount of lack of trust. The online world in general is very skeptical and untrusting. Your ability to build trust in your marketplace is absolutely crucial. In a brick and mortar, someone walks into your clinic, they're already sold. They're in, right? I've got a 90% close rate. Yeah, because the person walked in your clinic and that's done. Like the physical proximity, instant trust. Online, that does not exist. I want to be very honest with you. It is very challenging to build trust with people who never heard of you and don't believe you. Like a lot of people, they comment on our ads, oh, here's another scam artist. I'm like, of course I'm a scam artist because you know everything about me and I've been in business for 20 years and I've been scamming people for 20 years and that's why I'm still around, you fucking idiot, okay? Now, I don't engage in those debates, I just delete those comments. But I want you to understand that it's going to be a challenge and you have to be okay with that. I can share with you that it is 1,000,000% worth the journey, okay? Anything great isn't easy. I can promise you though, after having done this now for 20 years, it's not easy. It's not straight up and not like this. It's all like up and down, ebbs and flows. You hit the dip, you want to give up, keep going. Okay, I promise you it is worth it to build a lifestyle of your dreams. Okay, that's why I believe having an online business is just so much smarter. You can help more people. Your clients will get better results because they're not actually like passively depending on you to manipulate them or massage them or whatever it is. They actually have to do something to improve their situation, which we all know is going to be beneficial for their results. Now that I've kind of like gone on that little rant, I want to share with you the three, what I believe to be the best ways to make money online, the three best business models or the three business models you might be considering. And I'm going to share with you the number one that I would strongly recommend you consider above the others. I'm going to share this on my iPad. I'm going to walk you through what this all looks like. So there's three ways, in my experience, you can make money online. And I've done all three of these, okay? So let's start at the top. Let's talk about info. You can sell information, right? So this would be things like courses, ebooks, etc. Now, when I started in 2005, you can sell an ebook for $60, no problem. Now that's never gonna happen, okay? So a blog post or a prompt in ChatGPT will give you that output. So information has become democratized, it's become commoditized, and as a result, price has gone down dramatically. So when we're looking at selling a course, which I still find fascinating that some people want to do this, and I'll tell you why a lot of people in our space want to do this. So let's just call it in the neighborhood of and I'll be generous here, let's call it a $497 price point. You're gonna sell a course for $497. Why would you want to do that? Well, because I want to make passive income, Yuri. Please, let's revert back to building an online business is significantly harder than brick and mortar. If you're coming online seeking passive income, please stop, do not pass go, do not collect $200. That is a mindset that will set you up for a life of failure and misery. Do not do it, it does not exist, with one exception. You build a great business that creates so much net-free positive cash flow that you can pull tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars a month out of your business into other investment vehicles. And those investment vehicles can work for you a little bit more passively, okay? But if you're building a business, there is no passive income. I can promise you that. And if you're looking for passive income, you will never find it. Cool? So selling a course for $497. All right, so how many, let's say the goal is to make 20K per month. I'm just gonna put that top left. The goal is to make $20,000 a month. So how many courses do you need to sell on a monthly basis to make $20,000? So let's just round it up to $500. If my math is correct here, we would have to sell 40. There we go. So we need 40 customers per month to make $20,000 selling a $497 course. All right, so what's the conversion mechanism? How are people gonna actually give their money to you? Well, it's most likely gonna come from a checkout page. And that checkout page can come on the back end of a sales page or a webinar, okay? Now, remember, you're not talking with anyone. These people are landing on a checkout page. They don't even know who you are, and somehow they're gonna drop $500 on your course. Where are you getting this traffic? All right, so we have social media, your followers, your email list, friends and family, which is only gonna be nothing, and you've got cold traffic, you got affiliates, etc. Okay, so there's a bunch of different places. So let me ask you this. And I share this with you because I have conversations with health experts on a daily basis around this conversation. So you want to make passive income, okay? You've got a multitude of courses that you're trying to sell, which is a big mistake to begin with. Simplicity scales, complexity fails. Take away the plural, focus on one. So you want to sell 40 customers a month and you have 200 followers on social media. Okay, how are we making that happen? Like, even in a universe where that was possible, let's say you get 40 out of the 200 in the first month, then what? Like, you think you're going to keep like all of your followers going to buy from you? Never. Here's a conversion rate going from a sales page or a webinar to a checkout page and dropping $500 from people who relatively don't know you, less than 1%. So if you want to sell 40 customers a month, you need 40 divided by 0.01 is 4,000 visits per month. Okay. So I'm going to put 4,000 per month. Where are you getting 4,000 visitors per month? Like, even if you had 4,000 social media followers, do you think every single one of them is clicking on your bio and going to your page? Never, right? And then do they trust you enough to buy? No. Your email list. If you have an email list of 10,000 people, the average open rate, call it 30%, that's 3,000 people opening an email. Even if you sent an email every other day for the whole month, you're still not going to get enough clicks. From a 30% open rate, 10% click-through rate is going to be generous. So even over the course of a whole month, if you sent every other day on a 10,000 person email list, you might get 4,000 or 5,000 clicks at the most. And you think all those people clicking are going to buy? No, 1% of people landing on the page are going to buy. So, it's like, it's not going to happen. And I share this with you not to be a Debbie Downer, but I don't want you wasting time on stuff that doesn't make sense. Now, primary skill. Offer creation, copywriting, funnels, all that good stuff. This is stuff that now I'm sharing this with you because my first business was largely built on this stuff and I had to master these skills. I became very, very good at selling stuff to strangers by going to a checkout page. But I can promise you that took me a very long time to master that skill. Now, I'm not saying these are not skills you want to develop or you don't want to develop. You definitely do because I have these skills forever. You can't take these skills away from me. You could take all the money I have away, but I'll always have these skills and I'll go from 0 to 1 million very quickly because of it, okay? So I'm not saying they're not worth building. They are 100%. The challenge though, is it takes a very, very, very long time. You have to be world-class, not just good, world-class, because the margins are so much tighter because the price point is so much smaller. If you're running paid ads to a $500 offer, you're not gonna break even. I'm sorry to say that, unless you are world-class with offer creation and copywriting. So this is the challenge of selling information in today's day and age, okay? Now, let's look at supplements. We also sold supplements in my previous company. And actually my brother runs ops for a supplement company that did $25 million last year. And they net, I think after tax, it was like $150,000 net. Can you imagine that? Now, obviously there's many other companies that do much better than that. But I have multiple friends in this space who started back in the day with me. We started selling information and some of them branched off and built supplement companies. And some of them did very, very well. And others also did well revenue-wise, but they started to hate it because you had sourcing issues, you had the whole supply chain stuff, and the margins were so terrible. So again, let's say the average order value on a supplement, you're not just gonna sell one bottle, but let's say the average order value, and I'm being generous here, is $200. You wanna make $20,000 a month? Cool, you need 100 customers. That should be 100 customers. All right, so if we're looking at 100 customers, again, we're looking at what's the conversion mechanism? It's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be a checkout page from a sales page or a webinar. What's the traffic to get 100 customers? We need 10,000 people per month. Where are you getting 10,000 people? You could run paid ads, but if you're gonna run paid ads on a $200 average order value, I'm telling you it's close to impossible. And if you don't believe me, please, by all means, go try, right? Words warn, life experience teaches. So if you're like, oh, this sounds great, Yuri, but I'm still gonna do it, please go do it and come back and report to me what happens. Because I shoot these videos not from theoretical bullshit, but from actually having been in the trenches doing this stuff. And there are so many nuances to making this stuff work that you're not even aware of what you're not aware of. So again, I can warn you about this stuff, and I'm sharing what these 3 ways to make money online are, because there's really these 3 and that's about it. That's kind of the primary things. I'm not even gonna talk about affiliate stuff and links to Amazon products. That's not even a business, okay? So supplements, same primary skills, right? Offer creation, copywriting, funnels. And then the other thing here is gonna be supply chain management. which is a lot of fun. And that includes cash flow management, like net 30, net 60 terms, like putting as little cash up front as possible for product, because it's a beast. Okay, it is a beast of a thing. And I strongly discourage anyone from even attempting to sell supplements or building a company around supplements. So that's the second way to make money online as a health expert. I don't think it makes a lot of sense. So what's the third one? Coaching. And I'll tell you right now, this is what I recommend. And there's a reason for that, because I run Healthpreneur, which is a coaching business. I have run info, I have run supplements, and I have run coaching. And do you think that I would spend all of my waking hours building a company around coaching if I was not all in on that? Now you could say, Yuri, well, at some point in the past, you were all in on info, you were all in on supplements. What if your opinion changes about coaching? Well, why don't I just walk you through the pros and cons? So let's say on coaching, you sell a $2,000 coaching program, okay, which is not very expensive. Well, let's just call it $2K. If you want to make $20K a month, you need 10 clients. Now, conversion mechanism is a phone conversation. Now, this can be done over the phone or on Zoom, but it's a conversation. Now, I just had someone ask me this morning, hey, is this about, like, do I have to get on the phone with people, or can I just sell directly? Like, can they just buy a course? I'm like, dude, you're fucking broke. I understand the mentality here. Don't try to wiggle your way out of having a conversation with someone because you suck at selling. Because if you're not good at selling and you don't want to do this, guess what you're going to have to do? The other stuff I just talked about. Choose your hard, okay? It is much easier to talk to 10 people on the phone than it is to expect for somehow 1,000 visitors to go to your webpage and for a few of them to click buy now. I can promise you this from having done this for 20 years. You could be the world's worst person on the phone. In fact, I just reviewed, part of what I do with our clients is I actually review their conversations, their sales calls, their discovery calls. One of our clients, not good, right? I was just reviewing her call last week. Very robotic, no tonality. I'm like, I've seen enough after 30 seconds. I gave her feedback. We worked on some stuff together, and all our clients have a very extensive sales mastery program they go through to build these skills, because it's the most important skill. Copywriting and selling skills, the number 1 and 2 skills, which is communication, you must develop if you want a successful business. Listen, like, as a practitioner, a successful business is not opening up a brick and mortar and people fall in your lap. That's a job. That's a job, right? When you proactively have to build something and put yourself in front of people and market, and you have systems working for you, now we can talk about having a business. So, gave her some feedback. She improved, gave her feedback on a Wednesday. It was a Friday. She did some work over the weekend to improve some stuff. On the Monday, she spoke to a new prospect and enrolled her. She was 0 for 10 previously, okay? And then she was selling something around $2,000, and that was her first enrolled client, okay? Which is amazing. 10 at-bats to get 1 yes. Not the best close rate, but it's better than trying to get 1,000 people to your page and then somehow 1 or 2 of them is gonna buy, which is very hard. So traffic, now it depends on the pipeline or the funnel you use, but generally to get 10 clients enrolled, we're gonna look at about 30 conversations per month, okay? So how do you get 30 conversations per month? Again, you can look at social media, you can look at organic, you can look at all that stuff. If you don't have a large following, it's very, very recommended that you start learning about paid ads. This is something we help our clients with, because most of our clients are great health experts, but they don't have huge followings, right? So how do you get in front of people to have 30 conversations a month? You run paid ads into a perfect client pipeline. People go through it, they book a call with you, and the rest is history. The primary skill here is selling skills. And the nice thing about this is because you have a higher price point and more margin, you don't have to be the world's best salesperson. I don't even like using that word. You're a health professional, not a sales professional, but you understand, you can learn how to have conversations where people feel safe with you and they feel like you understand them. And because of that, and because you've got a great solution, they feel comfortable working with you, even if they're a complete stranger, a day prior. So the primary skill here is selling, right? It's the number 1, the biggest needle mover. If you get good at selling, you change everything in your business. As an example, if, let's say you speak to 10 people, 1 enrolls, that's a close rate of 10%. Now, if you had 100 calls and you still had a 10% close rate, that's 10 clients enrolled. But if you improve the skill of having those conversations, and instead of 1 out of 10, it was 4 out of 10, all of a sudden now you've 4x your business just by skill development. And so when you have 100 calls, you don't have 10 enrollments, you have 40 enrollments. That's a significantly different business. Significantly, right? So the nice thing about higher ticket coaching, and I'll come back to how this actually helps your clients too, is because there's way more margin, you can run ads profitably. The average client we work with sees a 243% ROI on their ads. I was talking with one of our clients yesterday, and we were reviewing her critical numbers, which is a dashboard we give to our clients where they can track their metrics through this process. And she was like, well, I don't know if my numbers are that good. I'm like, hold on. Look at the bottom where it says ROAS 403%. In 6 weeks, your return on ad spend is 403%. And I said, listen, do you want a house? And she said, no. I said, okay, if you were to buy a house for $1 million, what is the likelihood that in 6 weeks, that home would be worth more than $4 million? And everyone starts laughing on the call because it's impossible. I don't care if you live in the world's most incredible real estate market, it's never going to happen. And I told her, I'm like, let's just keep that in perspective because you just did that with your business, which is why your business, when you have the right model and skills, is the #1 investment vehicle. So don't look for passive income. Look for predictable income. And predictable income comes from having the right systems and the right skills. So she spends $1, she makes $4.03 return in 6 weeks. Now, again, I'm breaking it down, but obviously like for what she was spending, she made that return, 403% ROI. And the beautiful thing is that some of her numbers higher up in the funnel, so her cost per lead or the cost to get someone on the phone may not have been the best. And that's what she was focused on. And I said, it doesn't matter because your return on ad spend is 403%. And this is why this is so important. If she was selling something for $497, she would have been fucked because the margin is so tight. She would have had to have been so laser amazing at every step above the call in the funnel, which puts a huge amount of stress and strain and pressure on being absolutely world-class in every part of your business, which is very, very hard to do starting out or even scaling up. And that's why selling a higher ticket it makes the most sense. I mean, you are not going to sell me on anything other than selling high ticket coaching. It is never going to happen. You can try to sell me on that. I will never buy that argument because not from a place of dogma, but from a place of experience. I'm telling you, I've done all of this, from the lead magnets to the affiliate summits, to supplements, to low price information, to courses, to membership sites. Now, again, membership sites you could throw into information, right? Just take the decimal place one notch down. So instead of $497, it's $49 a month. It's the same thing. It's impossible. You just need massive amounts of volume. Just a little caveat on that. The only time I would recommend selling a course or a membership site, the only time, is if your following is so large that you can just send out links and people will click on them and you've built so much trust with them over time, right? So if you've got millions of followers, by all means, you can certainly have a course or a membership site if you want to. But I want to finish with this. And this is ultimately why I'm a huge proponent of coaching, is that it's the thing that's going to help your clients the most. It's the thing that's going to help your clients achieve the best results. The more people pay, the more they pay attention. Are you in the business of helping people? If so, do you think someone's life is going to transform by buying an ebook or a book or a course that they're going to somehow try to do on their own? No, because you know what the completion rate statistically is of a course? It's less than 10%. So if you actually want people to do your thing and get results, they're not going to do it by themselves. A membership site. We had 4 membership sites in my previous business, okay? 4. The average stick rate, and this is not exclusive to me, this is the industry average, is 3.5 months. So let's say you had a membership site for $49 a month, times that by 3, $150 lifetime value. $150 to somehow hopefully help someone. It's not gonna happen. You're wasting your time, you're wasting their time. And we know this, we see this all the time. Like I invested in some, cheaper shit in the past that didn't work. Now I'm here, I'm skeptical, I'm burned, whatever. Don't give people band-aids when transformation is required. Right? What most people are selling online, these low ticket garbage thingamajigs, are band-aids. They're band-aids, right? Don't just sell the tip of the iceberg, give them the whole thing. They have a problem, solve the problem with them. And that, it just so happens it's gonna have to come at a cost, right? Is everyone gonna object to $2,000? No. Are a lot of people? Yeah. Guess what? Is that gonna happen at $500? You better believe it. Is it gonna happen at $100? 100%. So if you're gonna have objections about price at $100, at $500, at $2,000, why not charge the higher amount? Because it's better for your business from a numbers perspective. It's better for the clients because they're not gonna mess around. They're actually gonna show up and do the work because they don't wanna piss away $2,000. We have clients that started at $2,000, now they're at $7,000 because they realized how incredible their program is and how much better their clients' results are the more they paid. It's not about gouging people, okay? And again, if you have a mindset around this, you gotta check yourself. And listen, I was that guy too. Way back in the day, I hated selling. I hated talking about money, but I had to work through my own shit because I was making, in some cases, $80 a week. And I said, fuck this. I'm not living that life anymore. You gotta stand in your power, understand the expertise and value you bring to someone's life. And if they're not willing to step up and invest in themselves, that's on them, not on you, okay? There will always be people who object to price regardless of what the price is. You choose what type of business you wanna run. You can run a Motel 6 or you can run a Four Seasons hotel. What's the difference? Four Seasons is a way better experience and people pay a lot more money and they're better clients, right? Or you can charge $69 a night and deal with dirty bed sheets, bed bugs, and whatever else comes with that. Hopefully this makes sense. The three primary ways to make money online as a health expert. I am strongly encouraging you to consider a higher ticket coaching program. If you think that it's gonna take up a lot of your time, if you don't wanna work with people, I was the same way. In 2005 when I came online, I was sick and tired of humans. I'm like, fuck them. I'm gonna write an ebook and I'm gonna live the laptop lifestyle. It doesn't work like that. It is very, very hard to make that type of business work. And so I've come full circle from not wanting to spend time with people because I was burnt out from doing so to eventually coming back full circle to understanding like, just because I was burnt out doing that doesn't mean that it's because of people. It's because of the nature of the business model. If you do one-on-one, whether that's online or brick and mortar, you will burn out. If you want help building a better business to actually have more leverage so you can still help people make more money, have more time and location freedom, and not burn out, then I'd strongly recommend considering coaching, higher ticket coaching as your business model. Now, while you're here, if you've enjoyed this, hit the subscribe button because if you're looking to grow your health business online, there is nowhere else on the internet other than right here that's gonna give you the truth. The real nuts and bolts, tactical advice from actual experience, 20 years in the trenches, and I think you'll find that out for yourself. So subscribe, check out all the other videos on the channel. I promise you it'll be the best use of your time. But for now, if you want to dive deeper into this, I'd recommend checking out this video right here because I'm going to show you the 3 pillars we help our clients build to attract leads, convert clients, and deliver results. So if you want to know what that looks like to actually grow a coaching business and how you can deliver one-to-many instead of one-to-one for the rest of your life, I strongly recommend checking out this video. Thanks for your time. I hope you've enjoyed this one, and I'll see you over here in a second.